Hi friends, we are going to discuss in brief two important concepts with regard to Indian society. One is Westernization and the other is modernization. What is the difference between these two concepts? How Indian people, Indian society has adopted these two concepts, Westernization and modernization. Let's see. Generally in the media, these two terms, modernization and westernization, they are often used interchangeably, but these two concepts are not the same. There is a huge difference, specific difference between these two terms, westernization and modernization. Now let's see what westernization means. Indian society, as we all know, is a traditional society. At the same time, this traditional society is slowly, progressively transforming itself into a modern society. On the other hand, we have Western societies. Western societies are seen in economically developed countries of the West. For example, America, Britain, Germany, France, and so on. Right? Now, the Western societies, they have their own culture. Indian societies, we have our own culture. Now, the Indian people, that is, the Indian society as such, it adopts certain cultural aspects from the Western societies or the Western culture. For example, food habits, clothing, and language. Right? Apart from this, the Indian people, they also adopt materialistic values or aspects of the Western societies. Right? For example, technology is mainly adopted by Indian people. So right now we Indians, we use modern technology like Android phones, costly cars, right, laptops and so on. Right, now we have gone into the era of artificial intelligence itself. Right, so these are all material aspects derived from Western societies. So this is largely called westernization. So simply put, Indians adopting cultural elements and material elements from Western society. Right, now modernization. Unlike westernization, which is largely a physical concept, modernization is largely a mental concept. Under modernization, people, they will imbibe certain modern values, right? So here modern values refer to certain values mainly related to ethics, human rights and so on. For example, equality, liberty, right? Empowerment of women, scientific thoughts, secularism and so on. So this adoption of values, right, this is called modernization. So you should understand that westernization is largely a physical concept while modernization is largely a mental concept. Right, now the Western societies, like I said, America, Britain, France and so on, these societies, they are called modern societies not just because they have physical aspects, right? For example, technology. These societies are called modern societies mainly because of the values they have imbibed. Like I said, liberty, equality, respect for women, secularism, science and so on. These societies, they imbibed these thoughts, these values long before. For example, French Revolution in the 18th century, it paved way for transformation of European society from a feudal society into a modern society. It transformed European society largely from a class-based society into a largely egalitarian society. So, this Western society, mainly the European societies, for example, they adopted modern values mentally, right, long back. But in contrast, Indian society, even though physically it has adopted certain advanced physical elements from Western society, Indian society has not adopted these modern values, modern ethical values, human values like liberty, equality, respect for women and so on. So, we have not actually modernized, we have just westernized, right? So, Indian society, we have westernized definitely, but if you ask whether we have modernized or not, definitely we have not modernized. I'm speaking about the society as a whole, not about individuals. The collective concerns of society, the society as a whole has not modernized in India, right? So what we see in India is actually westernization and not modernization. For example, people in India, they use cell phone, they use internet, they use modern electronic gadgets, but these technology are used for certain things that are detrimental to society. For example, internet is used to harass women, it is used for pornography. Technology is used to do infanticide, female feticide. So we have just westernized, but we have not imbibed modern values, right? Indian constitution actually speaks about these modern values, right? Secularism, equality, respect for women, scientific thoughts and so on. But we people, we have not imbibed these values. That is why Indian society is called an infant society. We are a developing society. We are a traditional society in a transition stage, fast moving into modern society. So it will take certain time, at least some decades, for us to completely transform into a modern society similar to that of the Western societies, right? So this is basically the difference between westernization and modernization. Thank you.